Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Hooligans podcast. My name is Anthony Caimano, and I'm going to be your host for today. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the past 4 years of my college career as a member of the Nazareth University men's volleyball program. Talk about some of the ups and downs and things that shaped me into the player that I am today. So let's get into it. I came in freshman year without really picking who I wanted my roommates to be. I decided to just kind of leave it up to chance, and I ended up getting very lucky and rooming with 2 other incoming freshman teammates, Bodie and Josh. But none of us really knew what the bond and the makeup of the team would be. I mean, we all had an idea, being on a team in high school, a club, and all that, and playing on other sports teams, but none of us had played at the collegiate level before, where you pretty much spend the entirety of the 4 years together. For those 2 guys, I lived with them. I'd go to bed in the same room, wake up in the same room. We'd have practices. We'd have some classes together. It was kind of a new form of family for the next 4 years and potentially for the rest of my life. I mean, even with the guys on the team. But looking back on it now, all the memories and the stories I made have definitely lived up to every expectation I had of what it would be like to play for a collegiate team. The person I am today is definitely shifted for the better because of it, I believe. Being halfway through the fall semester of my final year of college, I can safely say that the bond I've created with those 2 teammates, those 2 roommates, those years ago, carried over to where I am now, and still living with them. I mean, granted, we changed out of a dorm room, now living off campus, and we added another housemate to Owen, and yeah. I mean, even though the team has changed over the years and the people have come and gone, the goals of the team and the values of the team have stayed pretty much the same. I mean, everybody's got the end goal of making it to the national championship. That's kind of the one big shared goal we all have, but in the process, there's a lot of small goals that get us to that big goal, and a lot of beliefs we share, and that help us just to become a better group of guys on and off the court. And we always do team meetings, and we'll go over things we believed in and things we wanted our team to be every year. And this year in specific, I believe the guys want it more. I mean, we've got a lot of seniors this year, a lot of guys that I came in freshman year with me, so that are all leaving this year. And we talk about a thing called buying in. And it's essentially where guys fully commit to the team and the beliefs and the values that the team wants to share. And when you got 19 guys, you all got to believe it, because when you got 3 or 4 that are truly bought in, or even 17, 18 that are truly bought in, and only a few that aren't, it makes it a lot harder to reach the end goal of getting to where you want to be. Being a member of the volleyball team, it really opens up a whole new community of athletes, especially in NAS, from volleyball players to basketball, lacrosse. Some mutual respect and friendship we all kind of share to be a part of a team. I mean, even with other schools, like St. John Fisher's our big rival school right across the street, but we always talk and interact with the guys' team there. When we see them out on weekends, it's just one of those where it's kind of respect, even if you're not supposed to like them. But when it comes to being on the volleyball court, there's a lot of shared roles and things we have to do. It's a team to improve as well. I mean, I'm a middle blocker, so I'm the guy who's front and center up on the net. My job is to block, score points, but along with my physical role, the position, there's a lot more that I got to take care of. I mean, being a senior, I automatically have a different level of responsibility. You're considered an upperclassman or a leader, and someone that the younger guys will look up to when they have questions or they want help with stuff. I mean, even on and off the court. I'll have some guys that'll come up to me and ask me stuff school related or just life related, and you gotta help them and help work them through it, because you're brothers and you're family. So along with some of those things that I got to do, I also run our volleyball social media page. So we have a game. I make the graphics that say who and when we play. when one of our guys is player of the week, or we have an All-American or something big that happens, I make the graphics for that, and I'll post them to our Instagram. And it's a job that only I have to do on the team, but it's something that's definitely been beneficial. I mean, if we got a big game, I always have something posted a few days before. Like we play Fisher, for example. It's our big rival game, and we need everybody there that we can, all the fans there and all that. So I always have something out a few days before. I'll have posters up around the school, and it's just every little thing I can to help get people to show out. I mean, that's really the community of the school too. Is we'll get 1,000 people out to those games to help support Naz, and it's a cool thing to see. Where even if they don't know any or all of the guys on our team, they're out to support Naz just because of the name that Naz holds, and just backing the team supports your school.
Planning a trip to Tokyo, Manila, Hong Kong, anywhere in the Orient, fly the shortest, fastest way, Northwest. Northwest Great Circle Shortcut saves you 1,800 miles to the Orient. And only Northwest gives you one airline service to the Orient, direct from Cleveland. So fly the shortest, fastest way to the Orient. Fly Northwest. Daily, first class, and tourist service.
Being a part of a college team on game day is an experience kind of like no other. I mean, everyone's in the locker room 2 hours early. There's a different energy in there between games and practices. I mean, guys have their headphones in, they're listening to music. Other guys are in the trainer's room getting heat packs on their knees or on their lower back. They got elastic bands to loosen up their muscles. I mean, pretty much anything and everything to just get ready for the game. And once guys make it up to the gym, it almost becomes like a ritual that we go into that we've done pretty much every year for the 4 years I've been here, and probably years before and years after I leave. We do our stretching and our warm-ups and all that, and then when there's 60 minutes left on the clock before the game starts, we start to run. I mean, we don't go a second early, a second late. When it hits 60, we're moving. And I'll do 2 laps around the gym and then go into our dynamic stretches. We'll hit balls and do blocking drills as the clock counts down to game time. And then once the clock hits 0 and our names are announced, we say good luck to the other team, and we all get into a circle. And this part, it's kind of cool. We'll get into a circle and sway back and forth, going, rah, 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 rah. I mean, it's stupid, but it's a tradition that's far before my time, and something that will probably stay far after I leave. And it's just a fun thing to hype the guys up and get them more energetic and more ready to play. And it's fun for the fans to see too. So we like to do it. There's a lot of characteristics that make up a volleyball team as well. I mean, a lot of things that I learned when I started playing in high school, and a lot of things that I learned in college, things I'm still figuring out now. I'll try to explain to non-volleyball players some of the stuff that it's common language in volleyball. It makes absolutely no sense to outside people. I mean, things that I still try to figure out the meaning behind sometimes. I mean, we have our set positions that are unique to the sport. We got the middle, libero, outside, right side, center, all that. We got a ton of plays that we run too. Like football, they got hundreds and hundreds of plays that they can run. Volleyball, well, not as many. We still got a lot of random stuff too. I mean, there's a 1 ball, 2 ball, 32, go, shoot, split 2, bick, gap, a wedge. I mean, if I were to sit here and try to explain all of them, I'd be here for probably another 10 minutes. These are all plays that help or make our team a little bit more diverse offense, make it harder for the other team to play against us, and in the end, it's what helps us to be the team that we are now. I mean, we're ranked 14th in the country at the end of last year, and we got up to 7th at one point, I think mid-season, something like that, and that's held for the 4 years I've been here. I don't think we've ever dipped out of the top 25, really, in the 4 years I've been here. So, I mean, it doesn't come from doing the same thing as every other school. I mean, yeah, we got good players and good coaching, but I think what separates us from other programs is the values we share. I mean, back in 2012, the men's volleyball team won a national championship here in Naz. I mean, we haven't come close to that since, unfortunately. I mean, we've made a couple NCAA appearances, but haven't gotten too far. I mean, like I said earlier, we all have the main goal to win another championship. But the values we have we have to get there are even more important. I mean, there needs to be a level of discipline and a level of perseverance, teamwork. That'll make up a team. And I mean, every guy needs to show up every day, put 110% effort into every practice, every game that we have, and to be there with every guy on the team. I mean, it makes us closer as guys, not on but off the court too. Pretty lucky to be a part of a team that likes to hang out outside of volleyball too, and just chill. I mean, we got teammates that come over and watch sports and relax on weeknights. We get the whole team together on weekends and bond to get closer. This year, we've been trying to get our girls volleyball team a little bit more involved too on the weekends. Just kind of create a closer relationship between everybody. I mean, even though we don't compete together, we go to each other's games. Like when the girls have a game, we go support. When we have a game, the girls come support. So it's nice to do things out of the court to just get the community that we have, just NAS volleyball, together and closer, and for us all to be friends. And being part of a team has really shaped my views on what teamwork and leadership and resilience is too. I mean, there's going to be times where we lose a game, and some are going to be a lot more important than others. You can learn what you did wrong, and you push to get better for the next match. The leadership we have of this team's also shaped my views on what it's like to be a leader. Even though I'm not a captain, I'm an upperclassman, which means I have to take on a different level of responsibility, even if it's slightly less than what a captain might have. I mean, I learned about in my English rhetoric class the concept of power, and I believe that social power plays a big aspect of how people view our volleyball program. I mean, for regular students, we're not seeing as much of anything, but when it comes to other teams, we're the type that there's a type of respect that comes from holding a national championship back in 2012 and being nationally ranked through the past 4 years. It's interesting to see the type of power that goes into the volleyball community. It's impressive. I mean, other schools will mark their calendars when they play us just because it's like, hey, here we go, got to play a 14th ranked NAS. It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I think it gets us talked about on social media. There's news articles before big games. It's cool to see, but I mean, to an average person, it's not much of anything. We're just 14th in the country. It's impressive to some, but to others, it doesn't have nearly as much of a meaning or an effect as it does and it holds in the volleyball community. I mean, it's definitely nice to be able to see and say that you're part of a team that's top 15th in the country, but there's different levels of confidence. I mean, there's also different levels of pressure because you're expected to perform at that level. I mean, we've had some games where a team that we would easily beat, and we still win, but a lot closer than what it should have been. And it holds a bad look on the school just because we're expected to do better. We're expected to smoke them all the way through, and maybe it just ends up a little bit closer. We've had a couple instances where we almost lost a set or two, and we did not expect, nobody expected for the team to show up like they did, and they expected us to just play better.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavorful, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The filter lets the flavor through. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
I mean, for me, I love playing for this team. I got to experience new friendships I would have never had otherwise. I've gotten to go places I never would have gone in quite a while. My sophomore year, we went to California, take on the two top 20 teams in the country, both walking out with a win. And we're up there for a week during spring break. Got to see the parts of California, went to some schools, got to watch Pepperdine volleyball play a game, a D1 school. So, that's something I never expected to experience at this point in my life. Along with California, I've been to pretty much all over the bordering states of New York. I mean, we've gone to Ohio, Virginia, Pennsylvania. I mean, this year we're taking a flight to Chicago. We're going to play the former national championship and the former national champion and a couple other top 5 teams in the country. So it's really cool to see, and it definitely will help our team improve. It'll challenge us. It'll make the guys better as a whole. And in the end, it also just creates memories. Like in 30 years, we're not going to remember. They're not going to care as much about playing a team and winning or losing. We care about the experience of what it was like going out there and having fun and enjoying it. So, but, with all the pros, there's some cons. And I'd say that the commitment I have to have is definitely a challenge at times. You have to focus on maintaining school, balance with practice schedule, game schedule, weight rooms. I mean, it's just a lot. Sometimes it gets pretty tough. I mean, we'll have last minute changes, and all of a sudden we have practice that gets moved up, or a lift that gets changed, or a game that we weren't supposed to play today all of a sudden gets doubled up, and we have two. Like, it's a lot to juggle. I mean, sometimes we'll have a big game in a different state, or we're gone for the entire weekend, but I have a lot of homework to do. I mean, that's just stuff you got to get done, and there's a balance that you have to maintain to be a student athlete, and it's really something that's quite difficult, because I love the sport, and something that I would love to play and the rest of the guys love to do, and if you truly love it and play it, even though it's a challenge at times, it makes it fun. It makes it all worth it in the end. It can really start to take a toll. I mean, we've seen guys go through droughts for a little bit, and even myself, if we've gotten frustrated over not practicing or playing as well, or court time, or you name it. I mean, that's a challenge, but it's part of the game. It's part of improving and getting better every single day. And yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, you want to be successful, but you also want to have the most success as a team. Because you're part of a team, and you're part of a culture that's lived long before you, and it's gonna live long past you. So you want to make the best out of it, what you can, regardless of the situation you personally are in.
ABC. Always buy Chesterfield, the milder cigarette. And Chesterfield leaves a clean, fresh taste in your mouth. Always milder, better tasting, colder smoking.
ABC.
Always buy Chesterfields. They satisfy.
As we start to wrap up the podcast, I just want to recap on some of the aspects of volleyball that have opened up new doors for my life beyond NAS. I mean, some of the leadership skills and the confidence has improved over the years. It creates a new sense of overall identity as an athlete. And I mean, I've learned how to create better relationships with my professors and my classmates. And it's quite cool, because all this knowledge and all that, I'll take with me past college and into the real world. And I mean, even if volleyball comes to an end and it's the end of my collegiate career, I plan on taking the knowledge and all that I've learned to become a leader and how to handle myself and time management, and I'll make it to where I become the best person I can be in my day-to-day life outside of just school. I mean, I really truly am appreciative of every opportunity, good or bad, that I've been given when it comes to playing college volleyball, and it's something that I would never change if I had the opportunity to go back. And I love every bit of it, and I think it's something that's really definitely shaped me to be a better human being than who I was, a better person than who I was. So that being said, I want to thank you guys for listening today and for following me along the journey of my 4 years as a volleyball player at Nazareth, and experience all the new friendships and lessons and successes and failures. And with one more year left, I expect to improve, and for our focus and our team camaraderie to improve even more, and just get one step closer to our final goal of winning a national championship. I mean, even if we fall short of that, we just want to be able to walk out saying that we had the greatest experience, that I had the greatest experience that I could have ever had in my life, and not wanting to go back, wishing I could have done something different. Just kind of living everything in the moment and having fun with what we got. So, thank you guys.